Hello and welcome to another episode of my Ask Me Mondays. I hope my nose isn't red anymore because I just had a nose bleeding because I'm a bloody deficient vegan. And before we start, a couple announcements. First of all, today is New Year's Eve and I hate New Year's Eve. Why I do that I will explain in the first question, as you've seen in the thumbnail. The announcements are: today's New Year's Eve, the last day of 2018, and I just dropped simultaneously to this video 2018, the best year of my life, baby, without the baby. And if you haven't watched it, then make sure to watch it after this video. And if you have already watched it and you haven't liked and commented, then after this video go back and like and comment to just see what I have achieved from the beginning of this year to the end of the year. And lucky you, 2 videos in a day. And tomorrow I will make a video with my 2019 New Year resolutions. And I want you to already think about your 2019 resolutions, because in the video tomorrow I will ask you what are your resolutions and you will comment them down below and I will keep you accountable. And the other announcement is, I think, did I say that here? I think I only communicated that on my German Ask Me Mondays, that now in my Ask Me Mondays at the end I will give a video recommendation, just something completely random I watched and enjoyed, and because I learned something from it, it was entertaining, this and that, and I just liked the video, I will give you the recommendation and then I always link it down below. And if you want to watch it, you can watch it, because YouTube, I not only create stuff, but I also consume so much from this platform, and there's so cool things on it where I get entertained, where I learn something. And the coolest video of the week that just blew my mind in some kind of way, I will now always show at the end of the video. So definitely watch this video until the very end for my video recommendation. I mean, you could also look down below and see it and click immediately, but don't you dare, you gotta watch it until the end. And as always, timestamps down below. And if you're new to this format, every Monday, unless on the Sunday before, because the vlog is always coming out on the next day. So in case if on the Sunday before there's something exciting happening, like last Sunday was, I traveled to Munich and stuff, then I make a vlog instead of my Ask Me Mondays and put a couple of questions from my Ask Me Mondays in there. But today, a regular Sunday, not much going on. So I keep it real, stick to the format, and I answer your questions you leave down below. So if you have questions for whatever, ever you want to know about myself, about just my uneducated opinion, then ask away. What do you do on New Year's Eve, which is for you today, which is for me tomorrow? And I do nothing special. I just go to bed and will cope with all the noise. And I said, and you saw it in the thumbnail, I don't like New Year's Eve. Why is that? Because it's on this one day there is the most pollution going on, more than any other day, and it's accountable for a crazy much pollution, like 15%, but that's not a fact, of the yearly pollution. And not only that, it's just crazy loud. I feel for all the animals, all the dogs. About 50% of the dogs, they get anxious, they either bark or they cry or they poop or they pee, and they're just super anxious because it stresses them out, and that will shorten their lifespan. And not only dogs, but all animals. By dogs you see it the most because they cry or they bark, but also cats. They're so tense and there's so much stress because it's crazy loud. And not only our pets, but all the animals that are in the city. So I feel for all the animals. I feel for all the people who suffer post-traumatic stress disorder, and the noises remind them of war and they get anxious as well. It just bothers me because it's loud. I cannot open the window because there's so much pollution. In those fireworks, they're also, like there, boom, 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 so much carcinogen substances, cancer-causing substances. You breathe in, they cause damage to your lungs. Shut the fuck up. And last year I did the mistake. I had the window opened and I wanted to go to bed and I was like, oh my god, I cannot breathe in this room, there's so many chemicals and carcinogens in the air. And I was like, oh, and I passed away and I was reincarnated in the same body, and here I am. That's a lie. But yeah, so loud, so much pollution, and causes injuries. People are getting hurt, and I never saw the point in it. I mean, it looks kind of pretty, but for what cause? And originally I wanted on New Year's Eve have a experience. I wanted to share it then in a podcast. It's, let's just say I wanted to explore my consciousness, but then, oh, it will be so loud. So that's not the right day. So I will postpone this, what you will hear in a future podcast. Oh, what will it be? Yeah, stay tuned for that. I will let you know on a podcast, but I will postpone it and I will do it in a week because then there's not more shooting going on. But it's just, you see, they just don't stop in a city like Berlin, and it gets forbidden more and more in cities, but I think Berlin will be one of the last cities. So that's why I hate New Year's Eve. I love it because of this part. And that's all over the world. I love New Year's Eve, that you get together with your friends and families, that you make resolutions for the new year, that you want to start strong, that you hit the gym, and that you just give yourself, forget about all the bad stuff that happened 2018 for you, and start again 2019 and just become your true natural self. Follow your highest excitement. But you shouldn't wait until the end of the year. You should start following your highest excitement immediately. But if that's what gets you, and most people do, like the next year, this and that, and then often people stick to it, like January or veganuary, eating the entire January, a plant-based diet. Many people start there and then they just stick to it. So for that, I love New Year's Eve, but for all the firework and stuff, I don't like. You hear that? All right, next question. Hi, Ferdinand, I have a question for you. Ask me Mondays. Could you please explain how you get the pole dancing pole safely installed in your apartment and where the pole was bought from? Also, is it easy to remove without damaging the apartment? Thank you so much. Super, super easy. And if you don't know, quick context. My ex-girlfriend, Scorpion Mind, I surprised her last Christmas with a pole for pole dancing, and of course I vlogged it. If you want to see, check it out up here. It's a good vlog. And long story short, how to install it? Our first was like, oh, you have to screw something in the ceiling or stuff. No, it's so simple. You just screw it in, but not like in the ceiling. Just turn it, you know. It works with pressure, that you turn it in, and then by pressure it will just hold stable, and there is nothing on the ceiling, nothing on the floor. It's just holds together by pressure. And is it hard? No, it's super easy. I would recommend being 2 persons, so one can hold it and one can help because it's quite heavy. But you can easily do it yourself alone as well. You just turn it in. And where is it from? I think it's called X-Pole. Amazon best bought item, so it's good for sure. And I will link it to you down below. X-Pole, I believe it's called. And now, rest in peace, pole. Should I get my own? I mean, it was kind of nice for stretching and just, I don't know, item to play around, but I'm not into pole dancing. But I love that Scorpion Mind keeps it up, and I see it all the time in her stories, and I'm like, that just warms my heart that she's following her passion. And I got her the pole. Where did you get your mason jars and that lemon squeezed attachment? So you're talking about the mason jars and this one, where you can just put it in here and squeeze it. We did some sort of cooperation, but Scorpion Mind did that. I just posted something with that, but I looked it up. You can find both of those mason jars and this lemon squeezer on Amazon, like where you can find almost everything. I think I'm more fond of the IKEA jars. This one, because the lid is just so easy to open, because here the lid is based out of 2 parts. At the beginning I was like, oh, that's the worst, but it's super simple to just screw it off in once, because it kind of sticks together because of all the pressure. But yeah, I mostly prefer the IKEA jars. I think they're also cheaper, but what can I say? I like them both, and you can find them at Amazon, where you can find almost everything. Even me, you can buy me for just $2 million. I'm all yours. Would you ever open a gym or a vegan restaurant? Maybe. I often had that idea because I would love to so much, but it's just, that is then your life. and I see it all the time when people I know open up a restaurant. They work there, it consumes them because it's so much work, and if you want that to flourish, that it thrives, that it expands, all that stuff, you gotta put your heart and soul in it. And I like to put my heart and soul into my social media content, and then it would take that away from me. So no, I wouldn't, unless I work with someone together that I only like a shareholder, or that I pay for all the investment and he or she or they take care of everything, and I just give them all the ideas how I want it and they take care of it. But mostly then you're so involved and it takes so much of your time. So right now, no, but if the opportunity pops up, for sure, and I think it will start that someday, next year or in 2 years after all, I will move in a bigger mansion, and then I have my own gym, and then all my friends can train there and some vegan savages who live in the neighborhood, and then it's kind of my own gym, but not this insurance, responsibility, membership. No, my friends can just train there, we have a good time, I can film, I can vlog. And then my dream is having this place, this temple, where I have my gym, I have my restaurant, but it's not like strangers and stuff, it's more like a family, my friends, and like a retreat, and people can come, vegan savages, I invite you. So it's like a family, but it's not like a official restaurant where you can go to. It's more like my home kitchen, but it's in a much bigger way. We will see. That's just something, and I know in which direction I'm going, and how exactly it will manifest, I don't know yet. But I see a bright green future where everyone feels compassion, power to all beings. That would be such a blessing. Should we answer one more question? I'm getting called by this guy, and when I go, and he's like, does he want to prank me or what? What is your opinion if someone still prepares animal flesh for other people? Can they still consider themselves vegan? I think they can. Sure, for me, vegan is what you put in your own mouth and what you consume, what you buy. Animal products or plant-based products, animal materials or plant-based or synthetic materials. And that is what makes you vegan, what you put in your own body. And if you still a waitress or a chef and you prepare non-vegan food, but you don't put it in your system, then for me you're vegan. But sooner or later, I'm sure you don't want to do that anymore. And then you go and work in a vegan restaurant or change your career. But for me, if you do that, you're still vegan. And if you just have a close-minded family who don't want to eat plant-based yet, and you still feed them non-vegan stuff, but you're feeding yourself a fully plant-based diet, and for me, you're absolutely vegan. But I have no doubt sooner or later you don't want to do that anymore. And I wouldn't do that if someone asked me, hey, yo, can you make me a steak? I would be, no, make your own steak, and not in my kitchen. This kitchen has never touched any animal products, and I see no reason to change that. So do you make your steak yourself? But I'm not getting involved in that. So I would love to share my plant-based meal with you and make you a portion for free and everything, and we can share the meal. But animal products, I don't like and won't touch. But for me, yeah, you're vegan. As I explained it, I'm starting to repeat myself, so I wish you a happy New Year's. And now, my first video recommendation. Are you ready? I had something else on the list. And then yesterday evening I watched something, and I watched it twice because it scared the shit out of me. But it's not like a spooky, scary movie or something. It's just a real polar bear or ice bear. And I think you say polar bear. It's a BBC filmmaker is in this glass vehicle, and the polar bear, it looks like kiwi in big, sniffs him, and oh, it's flesh, I want to eat. And the polar bear tries to get inside. And that is so scary because he tries like crazy, and he could have almost succeeded, and the guy would be eaten alive. And the guy in there remains so cool and is like vlogging and telling everything about the polar bear and stuff. what a badass, what a vegan savage. I would freak out. I would try to scream at the polar bear, go away, I'm strong. And then like, oh no, don't eat me please. And I would pray, mother, I wanna get home. And this guy just remains so cool. So it's only like 4 minutes. I link it to you down below. That's my first video recommendation. Check it out. And if you have video recommendations for me, then also let me know down below. And now it is time to watch my 2018, the best year of my life video. And if you have already watched it but didn't like it and didn't leave a comment, go back and like and comment. I would highly appreciate that. And your new questions down below. And now I wish you a happy new year, and watch the video tomorrow and then tell me your new year resolutions and I tell you mine, and we keep each other accountable because we are a family. Thanks for watching, guys. I do love you. Until next time, until next year, which will be tomorrow because I upload every single day. Peace out.